Well guys, let's go ahead and see the damage that we did with that burnout there. What's up guys? Welcome to the channel. I appreciate you stopping by. You guys have been killing it lately in the subscription box, so I greatly appreciate that. Today we're going to be doing the top 5 modifications for the Fiat 500 Abarth. In my humble opinion, I'm going to be going from what I think you should do first to what you should do last. So if you don't have 5 seconds to stick around and wait for that #1 modification, go ahead and just click the cat video in your recommended or something, because I know you want to so bad. But if you want your Fiat Abarth to be super fast and super go-kart like and super sick, then make sure you stick around the 5 seconds and watch this video. Let's get into it. So coming in at number 5, and the first modification I think you should make to your Fiat 500 is the Alpha 4C ignition coils and spark plugs. So what this is going to do for the car is it's going to increase your engine smoothness. The idle is going to be way smoother. You're going to get increased throttle response, and when you put your foot in it, the car is going to be awake and ready for it. The power is going to be nice and linear, and anyone who owns these cars know that that's not really the case with the ignition, with the stock ignition coils. Excuse me. When you put your foot into it, it kind of hesitates. It's got a very rough power delivery. The ignition coils clear all that up, and I know they're expensive, but I think it's well worth it and a perfect first modification just to get that baseline nice and right for modifications in the future. Oh, I love this little thing. So coming in at number 4 is the front mount intercooler and intake by ATM. I personally have the ATM holy cow intake. The intake sits right up in the cowl, sucking fresh air, fresh cold air from the outside. In my opinion, you definitely want to try to get that cold air intake out of the engine bay, because these cars already suffer with really bad heat soak. If you don't live in the east like me and you don't have to deal with the 4 seasons, I would recommend an intake that goes in the front fender well. I think that's definitely the best place to get air from. But if you live in some place that deals with rain, snow, all that stuff, then I would get the cowl option, because that way your filter's up and out of the elements. Aside from that, it's going to prevent heat soak. Like I said, you're going to get a super sweet induction noise like that. You're going to have more leg room for power. I don't think you'd want to go throwing a tune at this thing or start throwing more boost at it until you took care of the front mount intercooler and the intake. You're going to get weight savings, about usually 3 pounds or so. And also, if you're watching this video, you probably already know the benefit of the cold air. It's more dense, and you're going to get probably around 5 horsepower just from the cold air intake and your front mount. So that was definitely a solid number 4 choice. Oh yes. Now number 3 is a little different. So when I got this car, it had around 80,000 on it, and I could feel the clutch going out, so I knew I needed to replace the clutch. While I was in there, I was like, why not throw a lightweight flywheel in there? I heard good things about it, and we'll see what happens. I went with the Clutch Masters lightweight flywheel. Now this takes the flywheel from the stock 20 pounds and kicks it all the way down to 11. So you can imagine the impact that had on the car. It's like way more awake now. So by awake, what I mean is it's gonna get through the RPM band way faster. You're gonna get to your boost. So this car, the tune that I have on it now, it boosts around 4,000. You're gonna get to that point way faster. So you're gonna get smoother and faster shifting, because you're gonna be able to get through those gears faster. And the cost savings and longevity of your friction plate, which means basically you're not gonna have to replace your clutch as often, because you're not gonna have this big heavy flywheel just spinning all the time. My favorite thing is it's way easier to heel toe. Just like that. See if I can't get a nice rip for you boys. Send it! Woo! Nice little backfire action right there. Gotta love that. I think we sent it a little too hard, boys. My front right tire, I think, bit the dust. You hear that? I think I just lost my passenger tire hitting that burnout back there. Well, looks like we're filming the rest of this video sitting still. Let me pull over because I ain't letting no blown out tire take me down. She can limp home. Oh, this freaking tune is ridiculous. I'll get to that. All right, so coming in at number 2 is a different one. It's the multi-air springs. So the stock multi-air springs, they don't have, what's the word? They don't have the correct resistance. They don't have enough resistance. So when your cam's spinning, once you get over a certain RPM, your multi-air springs never actually rebound back to the closing the valve all the way. So by getting new multi-air springs, aftermarket ones from TORK TUNE, I would recommend. They have increased resistance, so every time your cam runs around, you're gonna get a full seal on that valve, which means you're gonna get a ton of top end horsepower. You get 12 to 15 horsepower on the top end, and the springs are only about $114, so I think this is the best bang for the buck horsepower modification you can make to this car, just because 12 to 15 horsepower and 160 to 180 horsepower engine is a lot. Completely changes the car, helps wake it up, similar effect to the Flywheel. It's easy to do, and it gives you a chance to paint your valve cover and also replace your valve cover seals. If this car is up around 100,000 miles, you'll start to see oil when you're doing your spark plugs, and that means you need to go ahead and replace your valve cover gasket. And coming in at number 1, it's been quite the journey on this video. I tried to get a sick burnout for you guys, but ended up losing my passenger tire, so please leave a like and to subscribe if you haven't already, in the name of the rest in peace of my passenger tire. So coming in at number 1 is the TORK TUNE for the 1.4 turbo. This I can't recommend enough, guys. They're great to work with. You're gonna get 25 to 30 horsepower. Make sure you do all the things that I said in this top 5 before you do this. I think that's very important. Hands down, best modification. This is gonna completely change your Abarth. Way more so than the other 2 that I said changed the car. I think every modification in this list you should do working up to the tune, but that is definitely my number 1. This car right now sits at about 185 to 190 horsepower, and it is a riot. As you can saw there, I just hit that burnout for you guys. I'm sure you could hear it, and I lost my passenger tire. So I think that speaks for itself, Honorable mention is going to be the short shifter. I didn't realize how much the 25% out of the throw was going to make day to day. I definitely wish I would have done this right when I got the car. The vacuum lines, the stock vacuum lines are very brittle. They have a tendency to dry rot, so make sure you replace those. Your compulsion has a boost leak fix that you can look up. I highly recommend doing that before you throw a ton of boost at the car. Also, coilovers. These cars are very kind of top heavy and body roll. So if you're going to throw more power at this car, I highly recommend coilovers. But I felt like those were just kind of normal things that would be in any top 5, and I really wanted to kind of switch it up for you guys. So like I said, in the name of my passenger tire, please drop a like and a subscribe. Thank you guys so much for watching. Put down in the comments below what modifications you think I left out or should have put in the list. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Take it easy. I'm gonna go fix my passenger tire, I guess. So we're gonna have to get some new tires, which I knew already, but I was really trying to make these last until I bought new rims. So you hate to see that. Well, I'm gonna limp back home. You guys have a good one. It's a beautiful day today, and remember, it's you versus you. Well guys, let's go ahead and see the damage that we did with that burnout there. Where are you? Okay, so the tire's not flat. That's good. Oh, there she is. There she is. Ugh. I'm gonna have to go ahead and cut that off somehow, but hey, TORK TUNE. TORK TUNE. There you go. Speaks for itself.